I'm just trying something new and seeing if I can stream something to YouTube at the same time.
Oh.
Don't worry, you're not in the image trying to anonymize everything, so it's just me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't worry.
It would take a lot of AI to make me look pretty.
I have to rearrange everything. One big filter, everybody gets unicorn faces.
Yeah. An avatar head.
Yeah. No, so I was actually gonna go through setting up the Agent OS thingy. So let me just.
What's your basis for that? Because like I said, it's not OpenClaw then you're using. It's something else.
Let me just pull up GitHub. Yeah, this one. I'll just pull up this one. So no, it's not. Yeah, go ahead. It's not OpenClaw. It is like OpenClaw is just a system around AI models.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So OpenClaw is not something
Not,
special. The special about OpenClaw is the system and the autonomy that you're giving the agents.
yeah. Okay.
If that makes sense.
Yeah. I kind of. Yeah. I haven't played with the OpenClaw yet, but no, I get what you're saying. Initially, I thought the OpenClaw was the tool that was the AI, but yeah. So it interacts with them, I guess.
Yes. The issue I'm having with OpenClaw is the memory issues and the task persistent issues, where when we talk to it, it saves its memory in sessions and then it can load memory in again, but it isn't persistent enough. And when you get further down the road, having all the memory in different JSON files begins to be
Yeah.
a little tedious. You could imagine, like, I want to be at a point where I think of this as a digital employee. So an AI employee that lives in its own little space, and
Yeah.
then it can evolve and grow and not become like messed up when you get like into month 4 or 5.
Okay. So yeah, I'm just looking
um,
back. I had a friend of mine who doing something similar. Again, this is kind of when I was playing and trying to get set up with the OpenClaw, but then I just ran out of time. He's using local, and what is he doing here? He's using open code with Claude Opus,
yeah.
and he's on a local hosted AI model.
So what did you say? He was
So he
local.
was agentic system, but he was using it all local. And
Yeah.
like I said, he's using open code. Sorry, let's see. He said this message. He said he's using open code with Claude Opus and his local hosted AI model. So I didn't have a chance to
Okay.
talk to him with details what that was, but
Yeah, because he couldn't um, like doing local models is okay for some things, but it's they become kind of like they're not smart enough for doing the real heavy coding stuff. So that's why you want to use Claude Code or GPT subscriptions when you really want to do the heavy lifting here.
yeah, that's why my comment and the post that you kind of threaded on to expand on it was good because I was always going back and forth between everybody I talked to using all different kind of models. People are using Gemini, some people are using Claude Code, and then
Yeah.
the Codex and GPT, and it's always like, okay, well, everything's good in their own sense, but I don't have enough experience in all of them to see which one's better at certain things. So I appreciate you putting out that comments there, so I could kind of
Yeah, it
gives me
takes some
direction.
time to figure out like which one is actually the one to use in which scenario.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think when I was saying my friend who's doing his setup, he's not using it for coding, I don't think. I think he was mainly using it as like an assistant.
Yeah, exactly. And that's I'm trying to like figure out how to make that what do we call it, agent or system general enough to be like a whatever you need it to be. So it needs to follow like these generalized rule sets about how it should save and fetch memory, how it should follow orders, and how it should set up scheduled recurring tasks. So those are like the 3 things I want an employee to do.
Yeah.
To be like, remember stuff that I told you. That's a pretty good starting point. And always be able to retrieve it. And then how are you going to act? Like, how much freedom do you have? And like the acting part. And then the recurring assignments comes on the next step.
Okay, so what are you then using for your platform? Are you using the OpenClaw kind of as a front end at all? Like, or do you abandon the whole OpenClaw path?
I haven't abandoned OpenClaw exactly, but I like it evolves so fast, so it's really hard to figure out like which route. Why isn't this working? No. I'll need to copy paste some stuff. My keyboard is not writing the actual things that it should be writing because I don't know. Have you ever had that issue where you need to write something and then it's...
I've had issues with Control-C, Control-V too for some reason. It wasn't working like it should as well.
Yeah, but I'm on a Mac at the moment and now it's not writing my @ sign in the terminal. Why doesn't it do that? It's just like immensely annoying. God fucking damn. Okay.
Copy paste isn't working.
Yeah, but like I'm just gonna write it up here and then paste it in.
It's funny. Still not working.
Then I'm gonna do word counter. The joys of typing on a computer.
Yeah. What makes it more complicated is the live discussion.
Because, and yes, please fingerprint this. Then we're gonna do a quick get my password here. Because I just set up a new Hetzner server just for this one.
Oh my goodness, how many Hetzner's do you have now? Like dozens?
Maybe 10.
Oh Jesus, that gets expensive over time. It is.
Yeah. There we go. And I actually just made it so you can install Agent OS by just copying this bash command here, pasting that in.
Oh, you're doing this right from scratch right now.
Yep.
It's a clean server. Okay.
That's a fully clean server because the one I have been testing on has a lot of cat jokes and weird weird stuff on it. So I just wanted to go through and like I made this half an hour ago.
Okay.
So admin username, we're gonna go admin. Admin password, admin, and confirm admin.
Top secret.
And then I got to find my 1 second. Okay, let me see if I can remember this. It was ears.cc. Pretty confident that was the one. And then I am also very confident. I'll just pull this off to the side. I know you can see it, but copying this in here. So this is all my test.
You got to connect it to Telegram.
Yeah, I built Telegram in because I really like the ease of setting up Telegram.
Okay, so Telegram's your main, I guess, interface that you communicate to the server with.
Yeah, you could do other
But what's that
stuff.
Is it pretty good or not really? Telegram your preferred choice?
It's just because it's so easy to set up. Like it's so easy to set up a channel, like set up a new bot. Then you just get your username and bot token. When you paste that into a service, like then you are connected.
Okay.
It's probably also easy enough to set up WhatsApp and other stuff, but I just like Telegram because it's an easy chat interface that does what it's supposed to do.
Okay.
And then we don't mention that it's Russian.
Yeah.
But yeah, basically it's setting up Superbase on the back end.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're gonna add in our ChatGPT subscription, logging in on that. And maybe I can just pull up ChatGPT Codex. Like I've been spending a lot of time coding stuff. I'm on the pro plan at the moment.
It's saying you mentioned that, and I was like, "Holy mackerel, that's an expensive plan."
Yeah, that's a 200 USD a month plan.
Yeah.
And I think I've been running actually at 2x credit limits up until March something, because OpenAI gave double credits. So yeah, spending the entire budget is almost a feat in itself.
That's a lot.
And I had this domain here, which I pointed at my Hetzner IP. I pointed both the root and the wildcard. So same thing I talk about in the like how to set up stuff, because I really like just having a domain and then pointing a wildcard at it, so you can basically surface any subdomain.
Okay.
But now if we go to admin, then it should be live. And then it says, change your password. Admin is not a good password. I know. But it's funny, it has to tell me anyways. So we now have chat. I'll just see if this goes through. There we go. Hey. So this is working. But now I need to connect my ChatGPT account. And we're gonna do this. And we're gonna do this, and then I have to go through all the security. Sign in with Codex. Yes, please. And then we're gonna paste this code in. There we go. Continue. You're now signed in. Ah, god damn it. Did you see it just moved?
Yeah.
Agents. There we go. Subscription login is connected to the supervisor. Then we have these agents as default in here. So we have the relay bot or agent, which is the one you are talking to in the chat. And the purpose of the relay agent is name implied to relay information to the other ones. So we have an architect, we have a builder, we have a reviewer, and then we have a sage. So architect can edit the system. He's the architect. The builder, he builds stuff. So whenever there's a task to build something, it's routed to the builder. And then we have the reviewer that reviews stuff that has been built. And the sage is for if something is wrong or we have a complex task or something where we need more information, more something on the matter, then the sage comes in and then he can route to builder or architect and so forth. And then we have Sentinel, which is a 30-minute agent that goes and checks the system.
What do you mean by?
Does it make sense?
Minutes? Yeah. What do you mean by 30-minute agent though?
It's because if you send a task over from relay and then to the builder, and then the builder stops or crashes or maybe the system is shut down, turns up again, and then the builder was doing something on a task and it didn't complete it, then when the Sentinel comes in and checks the system, he sees that this one is stuck and then he does something about it. So he recommits it or flags it to someone else in the system to handle it. So Sentinel is the cleanup guy that ensures that nothing gets stuck.
Do you have to set a frequency for that to occur? Or is it just like you said, 30 minutes checks?
I just set it to 30 minutes because that seemed like a good enough time interval for me. But again, depends on how fast you want issues fixed, if there is an issue. But we need a key here because in the Agent OS we have memory, and memory in this system is tied to the Superbase, both records and vector embeddings. And in order to create vector embeddings, we need to add an OpenAI key. So you can do vector embeddings with other like providers, but OpenAI has a pretty decent vector embedding service. So that's why I use OpenAI. And that's like, so you have your subscription and then you have the vector embeddings on top of that, but that's not that expensive. Nope. Let me see. Did we have Telegram? Here we go. Okay. So test message from Telegram. We go over to our Agent OS and go to tasks. We now have something is running here. And we can actually see the 2 failed attempts here. Sentinel health check failed, and process message, hey, failed. So it's running this now, and it should just return a, like, I can see your message thingy. But it is a bit slow on responding because everything, like, I'm not talking directly to the AI agent. Every message goes through Supabase as a relay. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because
so is everything logged then in Supabase?
Yeah. So every message, everything is logged in the Postgres databases in Supabase.
Okay.
So everything's persistent, which means that you can actually go and, if you opened up your terminal and then started up Claude Code, for example, or GPT, and then had that agent or AI log into the server. So if I had it, I have actually done this when I've tested the system. So have it log in to this specific server, and then having, like, it knows the repository as well. So I'm working on the repository, and then saying like, hey, I asked it to do X, Y, and Z. It responded in a weird way. Please go and check it. And then it will log into the server, and it can see, like, the whole Supabase structure, and you can see all the messages and all that, and you can see, okay, it responded in that way because X, Y, and Z failed, or it actually did the right thing, but the process is wrong. So let's fix that.
Is there any concern that you would run out of rows in that database though? Like,
no, not at some point maybe, but like a Postgres database is made for like millions and millions of records per table.
Okay.
So I'm like, the memory tables won't be running out. The chats won't be running out. Maybe something in the events, because this is logging more. But yeah.
Okay.
It's a very, very robust system for doing logging data at scale. Then we have the skills. So the system is set up in a way with the instructions where it will generate, like, you can ask it to create new skills, and all skills are shared across all agents, just like in OpenClaw and Claude Code and Codex, where you have skills. And it can create its own skills when needed. It can also create new agents, and you can also manually create agents. But like, these 6 agents here should cover like 95% of everything, in my opinion. Then we have initiatives, which are project management. So if you tell it to do something like create a website, so we can say like, please surface a website on ears.cc, make it about cute cats. Then it should, like you can see here, initiative listed, it created a project on ears.cc. So every time I reference or ask something about ears.cc, the website, it will have a project folder now for all the tasks that it has done in the past, and it will put all the tasks that it's spinning up here should be put into this one. You can see here that this project now is running 2 different tasks. So it's a project management tool within the system. So yeah. And work is in progress. I've queued the site, build and publish work for QCats. Yep. So it seems to be working. Like I haven't tested a newly deployed version of Agent OS like this before. So this is first time running through a new version of this, because I did the initial installation of it and then I've changed a lot of stuff. But it seems to be working like it should.
With your trials previously, did you have any issues with like a lower level Hetzner server and you had to like bump it up, or is there like a recommendation where you say start from and don't go below?
I think I actually took the second smallest for this one. I think the smallest at the moment is 2 CPUs and 4 gigabytes of RAM.
Okay.
And it should be able to run on that. I just picked the one up because it's faster to install.
Okay.
And I'm gonna close this down like after today.
Yeah.
So I could have just gone with a bigger server. But I'm very confident you can run it on the smallest one.
Okay.
Because it seems on the graphs here that you aren't like using... I should have probably checked the memory. Did we close that? We did. SSH and... Nope, I still can't write add. So I'm just gonna check. Did I do... I remembered it. Free-m. There we go. So you can see we have, more than 6 gigabytes of RAM available on a freshly installed installation.
Yeah, so no issues.
So it used just over 1.5 gigabytes of RAM. Yeah, so 4 gigabytes should be more than enough. And you can see that I wrote in here just inside of the admin panel, and then it just replies as well over in Telegram.
Let's see. I guess then it'll notify you when it's finished the task.
Yeah, because right now we have the builder doing its stuff. So we can see task details, build and publish QCat sites on ears.cc. So it has an objective here, acceptance criteria, then running history, and then we can see related events. I don't know, like I haven't checked all this yet. So related memory, skills, agent browser. I don't know if you know this, but agent browser vessel. You can have Cloud Code and Codex use an agent or a browser, and I found that this one, agent browser from Vessel, so the ones where you publish stuff, they've created this specific browser for agents. and it is running on Chromium, but it's specifically designed for AI agents to be token efficient, meaning that it's optimized specifically for LLMs to use in both headed and headless browsing. And then you might ask, why would I care? Because you can give Codex or Claude Code a task to create a web app and then add in to the instructions that it must open the site using, like, for example, agent browser. So open the web app that it's building in a browser and check all the UI and all the functionalities, take screenshots, and if something is wrong, then fix it. Then you create an iterative self-healing loop using browser tools.
Okay, I can see that's really handy for sure.
Yeah, so like having this and just saying like, okay, I'm gonna use Vercel agent browser. Like I just found that this specific agent browser is really good and really simple and it works. Which is why it is built into this web app here. So the skill agent browser is specifically made, you can see here, it's pre-installed on the server or in this like system here. So whenever we ask the agent OS system to build something which has a UI or something needs to do on a browser where people are going to look at it, we have agent browser where it can go in, it can navigate, log in, inspect, scrape, submit stuff on the internet. And then we have this skill here, which is a UI verification with agent browser. So it's just telling like when you need to check UI validation, screenshots, and so forth, remember to use the agent browser that's already installed. And you have a skill up here for how to use that.
Okay. Yeah, it's very useful for sure.
But yeah, it's and then we have a skill for sharing skill, like a skill for sharing skills. So whenever it comes upon a repeatable work thingy, or it had to fix a problem or deploy something that was hard to do, it should write a skill for it. So whenever it encounters something it has to do repeatedly, write a skill for it, or something that was very hard to get to work, write a skill for it so it knows how to fix it or do that later on. Let's see how seems to be completed here. Done. Okay.
Curious to see what it created.
Let's see what it actually did. Cute cats. Like the biggest issue I have with ChatGPT or Codex is that it is so horribly bad at UI design that like it's really bad. This is the standard that you get from ChatGPT.
Okay.
And it's not like it's unusable. It's just not like nice.
Not great.
But it works. And that like we had this discussion where I'm saying like ChatGPT or 5.4, very good engineer. But you don't hand UI design or UX design to an engineer.
Yeah. So what would you suggest in a scenario like this if you wanted to, or you need just to be more? I mean, your instructions are very, very simple.
Yeah.
Would there be a tool that you recommend to do UI and keep the instructions that simple?
Let me see if I can. Like, I would probably add a design skill in here. So
For like
if
UI,
I am using, let me just see if I can find agents. Like, since I'm using OpenAI Codex here, I know that it's very, very bad at designing. So I would either add a skill here where I added a design skill and say like, okay, you need to think about this and this in composition and like all the things to make it a better designer. Or you could go to service connections and then say Anthropic and then add in your Anthropic API key and then like create a skill where it says like every time you need to do UI design, use Anthropic as the AI model and just call that via API and have that do the design.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. You could push it towards one specifically.
Yeah. Another thing you could do is you can actually use I think it's called Google Spark, isn't it? Spark or Stitch. Maybe it's Stitch. There's so many. Yeah, Google Stitch AI. So this one is a. Let me just. Let's see if we can. This does UI specifically. Like that's all it's supposed to do. Website. Okay, we're just gonna do website about cute cats. And I'm pretty sure Flash is the correct one here. We're gonna do web, and we're gonna do that, please. The thing is that Stitch here actually has an API.
Okay.
So you could connect Stitch here to the Agent OS system. You would also like the same with OpenClaw and so forth. But you can start to find services that are really, really good at one thing. As long as they have an API, you can connect it into your agent system. And I haven't done it yet. I just like noticed it and then thought like that would be handy in the future to connect Google services. And I'm pretty sure that, for example, Notebook LLM or LM also has an API connection in. I'm not fully certain I would know what to use Notebook LLM for in an API to an agent system, but it is a great like place to create slides. Yeah. Don't know if you used it yet.
Video overviews and stuff like that. Yeah.
Because it's pretty good at doing like graphics and summarizing stuff and getting like a few presentation slides in a jiffy. So I'm pretty sure you could pull that into an agent system using the API integration. So let's see what it does. Because this one is like if it was 10 years ago, probably be okay. Maybe not. Like it's really, really horrific UI design.
Well,
but again, we're getting what do you call it? Pampered a bit because just a year ago you couldn't do it at all.
Yeah. I'm curious about this here. I'm just looking through Perplexity here, and it's Stitch comes up at the top for UI UX options for interface generations with APIs. What else they got here? Material design, another one. Jetpack, Compose, but that's more for Androids.
Yeah.
Flutter, I've never heard of that one.
Let me just pull up. One second. See if I can. There we go. Looks more like real stuff. Let me just see. What is it called? It's called App Better Leads. There we go. So, for example, you could connect here and then say chat, maybe this one, please create a new service connector for Go High Level. Like, if you think of this as an employee where you would like it to handle stuff and do stuff, maybe go out and find leads and like integrate with your CRM.
Yeah.
Then in Go High Level, you have your API key, same for HubSpot and all that. You have an API key for integrating with your CRM. And it shouldn't be more difficult than just saying like, please connect to this service here. Mm-hmm. And then you give it the API key and say like, okay, now I would like you to find 5 new leads every day. So every morning at 6, please go and fetch or find 5 new leads. So yeah, Go High Level, update key. And why did it set a new one? I don't know. We're just gonna delete that one. Great. Let me just see if I have something in here. Contacts. Okay, we have some contacts. And I don't know if this will work. This whole system here is like 24 hours old. And I'm like just hoping that the AI masterminds connected everything the way I think they should have connected it. And I have no idea, like, I'm just, great, can you please pull all the contacts from Go High Level? I don't, like, why would I want to pull all the contacts into this place here? Q, okay. Yeah, and I'm, like, I didn't say, like, what I wanted to do with it, so I don't know where it's going to put the data. Yeah. Plan, export, okay. let me see Stitch here. Can we export? Can I share this? Enable sharing. Yeah, that's fine. Copy link. And what does this look like? Looks something like that. Okay. Then it would be like, I'm not gonna do the API key for this one, but what if I just said like the ears.ccqcat website according to these designs. Like now I'm kind of pushing the envelope here.
How about Gemini Flash? Would that work for this?
Once more, yeah, there was Gemini 3 Flash that did these. Like Gemini is super great at doing UI design.
Yeah.
If there's one thing Google does well, it's UI design. Like they're really good at creating UI and UX design.
Yeah, I see that.
Like it's funny because Google has like the two things they're really good at with their Gemini models is UI, and then it's actually thinking and reasoning. Maybe not reasoning, but thinking. Their 3.1 Pro model scores extremely high on thinking. So it seems like the different providers all have different things that they're going after. Where GPT is like, if we create the best coding agent, then we're gonna win. Anthropic is more like, if we create the best integrated agent system, then we win. And Google is just doing their own thing and saying like, if we create the best logical thinker or the best thinking model, then we're gonna win. The problem with pure logical thinking is that it's not really that great until it's really great. But then it like handles everything else.
Yeah.
And Google has the money to just not care about people using their AI models that much.
Yeah, it's not their primary source of business.
No, so they have the capital to just go after the goals that they think is the best in the long term.
Yeah.
Which is why, like at the moment, it's OpenAI and Anthropic, but I wouldn't be surprised if at some point Google is just gonna obliterate everything, because at some point they're gonna get it. If that makes sense.
No, it makes sense. Yeah, totally. Like I said, they're doing their own thing, and I guess they just wait for everybody else to maybe perfect their areas and then say, okay, let's replicate what they have and do it better, and that's it.
Yeah. Oh, let's see. Did it do it? Just queued that one up? I can't even remember what we have queued up on the tasks now. Implement. That is ready. That's on backlog. Updating. Yeah. But it's not as fast as, for example, OpenClaw. Because it is routing through like a switchboard or terminal, which is Supabase, and then getting back and getting, like, you have all these steps in front, but I can live with the thing taking a bit longer as long as it gets done, and it gets done the right way, and we don't forget anything.
Mm-hmm.
So my biggest issue with OpenClaw was that whenever I told it to do something, it just took the main agent that I was talking to, and then it went off and was just silent for like 20 minutes if it was a big task. Which is why I wanted this relay function. So it always relays every task to someone else. So I keep the chat fluent and not blocked by any tasks. So I can just keep typing here. And I will always get a response. So I can always like just ask like what's the status on the running task we have. And I could just go and look, but thinking of this, like we're on Telegram on the move, and I can talk to my agent system here, or agent OS, from anywhere. Then on a final note, GA dot this is a fun little side project I had. And I know I've never made any money trading anything, but I still think it's fun to do.
I guess the key here is where you're getting the information from, like how you're linking to live information. I guess that's going to be the trick there.
You can pull directly from Binance, for example, or the different sites. They have API integrations, and you can actually stream live data in.
Okay.
But I made this system where we do heats. So every, like right now it's set to 4 hours, should actually be increased to 12. So it goes ahead and then spins up a heat, and then it does back testing on different pairs with different strategies, tries and find like something that doesn't suck, and then puts that live, and then it tries to, and then it iterates over time and says like, okay, we did this back testing here, these are the live trades it did, and so forth. I've been running this for like 2 weeks, so I just cleaned this up and updated the system. But it's fun to see if we can evolve this into something profitable. And I don't have my hopes very high.
Yeah, if it was that easy, I think everybody would be doing it. But it's definitely fun to do it. I guess the one thing you can't take into account is a lot of the emotions that come into play, right? I mean, you can do technical analysis, which is fairly straightforward and developed, but there's a lot of stuff that goes on that you have zero control or knowledge of. I mean, look what's happening in the Middle East right now. I mean, who would have thought this was going to happen 4 weeks ago?
Exactly. So this is just because I think it's fun to devise strategies and processes around how to do iterative optimization and so forth. Yeah.
So would this be this tool, like say for instance the one you're giving the example here, would this be something that you would like put into it, like the agent OS system, so that it has a memory and it learns over time?
You could actually do that, but it's harder to control all the variables. So for something like this, I think it's better to do all the rules, all the how to process in a separate repository. So whenever it does, for example, symbol analysis, it goes ahead and pulls like a list of, I think it's 25 or 50 symbols that we predetermined it needs to have X, Y, and Z, enough liquidity and like all those. And then we put that into an LLM and says like, based on this and the past heat history, which symbols, which 5 or 10 symbols do you think we should focus on? Then it creates a short list. Then we go ahead and do a back testing on the first 3, all of them. Say like, okay, based on the back testing here, which one should we pull out and do for this heat? Then it pulls that out. Then after every trade or every heat is completed, it does an evaluation based on the back testing, the actual live trades, and the like what happened in between. And this is testing, so nothing was actually filled here. But then it does a whole summary and evaluation of like, what should we have done better? Did we pick something wrong, or did it, like, what's going on here? So it's like trying to evolve into a profitable strategy. And maybe it will, maybe it won't.
Oh, it's a good idea. Sure. Yeah.
And
definitely has a value.
yeah. And we put in something called parity. Like, this word is an English word that I haven't used before. Do you know what it means?
Parity.
Parity.
Yeah, that's gonna double check here if I'm looking at the right word here. Yeah, equal. So it's basically at
Yeah.
par.
Yeah, exactly. It's the parity is like comparing something to be equal to.
Yeah.
That's why you enter into a party, so you're equal. Anyways, it will actually do checks against the backtesting. So if the backtesting actually also happens with the live trading data. So if it sees that the strategy is starting to take trades that is not in like how the backtest would behave, it can close down that particular bot if it's off by X amount of percentage.
Okay. I gotcha.
So yeah, stop on major parity. And it's not because like you have to do a trading system. It's just, it's fun to see what other people build and how they think about stuff. I don't know if you read the Welcome to Gastown article.
No, I haven't.
It was a bit lengthy. But this one, scaling AI, and that's actually the one, one of the components within the Agent OS that comes from this guy here and his system called Gastown. It's super long, but it's a good insight into how to organize stuff with agents. So it's pretty much the kind of same system that I've built over here with different agents that does different stuff. He's just doing it only for code. So he's running it locally on his computer, but for generating apps or code.
Okay. I gotcha.
Well, let's call it a day. Do you have any questions?
No, I think I just kind of fired him at will as we kind of progressed here. It's a lot to absorb, so I jumped onto this too much lately, but definitely keen on it. The trading one's always an interesting one. I know a lot of people who try to play with that, and it's just a fun task because there's so much to do and so many variables. I guess you'd
Yeah,
have to like find a way to also link it to like go out to certain news sources, see what's happening, terse all that information. Did one president say something to another president to offend them?
yeah.
There's a lot of stuff
It
that goes into it, but yeah.
You can do like footprint analysis. You can do liquidity. You can do like there's so much you can do, and yeah, I just like the complexity and how hard it is to actually get right. Like you will get obliterated if you're just a bit off. Like there's no there's no like I did it like okay. I was just break even. Like that doesn't happen.
Yeah. You can get you definitely want to play with that with fake money for a while and get some stability and some track record.
Yeah, I just like I put a couple of hundred in, and then that's good enough for me. I'm
Yeah,
okay
losing
with
that.
losing like a few bucks here and there. That's not the main issue. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna put many thousands in there because I know it's just gonna evaporate.
Well, somebody's got to support the market.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm a great supporter.
Unfortunately. All right. Well, I'll let you go. Have a good evening. I think it's late over there, and we'll touch base over the week.
Yeah.
And and then yeah, next Sunday I will be out of town, so I won't be able to attend next Sunday. So
All right. Yeah. No worries.
okay, I'll give that welcome to Gaston to read tomorrow probably. I should have some time in the morning.
Yeah. Let's.
Awesome. I can't wait to see how
Yeah.
this thing goes this year. Yeah, if you get that, if you can get that Stitch one, that'd be interesting to see if you can get the Stitch kind of working with the UI or like a better UI tool, like you said, a skill.
Yeah.
That would be really neat to see how it deploys.
Yeah, that would be. I think I'm gonna be working on that, integrating that. That would be fun.
Yeah, it would for sure. Okay,
Yeah,
Hans, thank you so much. Have a great day.
you too. Bye. That's it for tonight. Hope it was